What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today. And I've got a special friend. This is my cat Rafiki, and that's his butthole. I don't know if this video will get taken down. He's only 4 years old, so I don't know if that constitutes as something inappropriate. But here we are, and no pun intended with that last word. Here we are. Bitcoin. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you like my cat's ass. Here we are, $97,000 right now for Bitcoin. A hell of a drop off. We went a little bit lower than what I was saying yesterday. Right, yesterday I was expecting that we were at our low at this low here. We of course went a little bit lower, as is common, right? I can't be right. I have to make the call here, and then we have to go a little bit lower. And now that we've done that, now that we've proven me wrong, now we can recover. Now the low's in, right? It is a higher low still in this range. It would make sense that we probably find support here. The volume has really not come in. This is a pretty significant move down, and it's not bringing in significant volume, right? We had significant moves up. Significant volume ensued, right? Significant move down, not really that significant volume. So I don't think it persists. I do think also, just looking at where we are in the price trend, it would make sense that we find support here and move up. He's very loving right now. He wants me to get him some wet food. That's what it is. It's that time of night I normally get them wet food, but hey buddy. This is Rafiki, in case anybody didn't know that. Let's see here. Normally it's Mufasa who does this, but he's been the one doing it lately. I'm getting all distracted. All right, on the 4-hour time frame, you can see also the volume is dying off. Looking at the 4-hour time frame here on the RSI, we have a double bottom as well. 2 hours, 27 minutes left in this 4-hour candle. It'd be nice if we could get it to close green. If we don't, you guys, if Bitcoin goes too much lower from here, we really do run the risk of going to those lower than 90K areas. Like we really run the risk of dropping another 10K from here. And what that would mean for the rest of the markets, I can tell you, it would not be good. It would very much not be good. So none of us want to see that necessarily, but it wouldn't be bad, right? It would be a higher low overall. It would shake a lot of people out of the markets. It would give us, and most of the market, even if we did drop this much in Bitcoin, most of the market would still be putting in higher lows overall. So it wouldn't be bad. I'm not talking about it because I think it's going to happen. I'm just talking about it to prepare anybody for it. Because if all you think is, oh, we're going to find support here, it needs to move up, and then tomorrow it's down like this, you're going to feel like you have no purpose in life, right? Like it's going to feel bad. So don't feel like that, right? Don't think like that. If we break this line, everything's going to be fine, all right? It's just maybe we go down, we find support at the low ends of this overall kind of consolidation phase. We find support down there, and then we move up. It's a higher low overall, and then we move up, right? I don't think it's going to happen, but it could happen, and that's why I'm addressing it. I really don't think it's going to happen because, again, the volume, it's not really picking up as we're moving down, and we are at these areas where it's picked up enough. It's giving you reason to break out, but if you don't break out from here, there's no denying in my head that the next move up is going to take us up to prices well above 110K, probably even above 120K, right? So just something to consider there. Looking at the daily RSI, dramatically lower lows, okay? Low here, lower low, all coming with a low here, higher low, and a higher low. Look up, go ahead and Google hidden bullish divergence. It's defined as higher lows in the price with lower lows in the indicator. Why is it bullish? Why is that bullish? Because the price is growing, right? Even though you're at your lows here, yes, you're at your lows right now. The price has recently dropped. You're still growing, right? This low is nice and high compared to this low, compared to this low, compared to this low, and the very first lows that started off this kind of range, all the way at 87K. At this rate, you keep hitting your lows. At some point, and maybe that line sloped up a little bit, at some point in February, your lowest possibility is going to be 110K, right? Inevitably, it keeps growing. The price keeps growing, and that's nice. I'm getting distracted from what I was trying to answer. The reason why it's bullish is because now you've grown in price, you've continued to grow in price, and your indicator has cooled off, right? Whenever you get in these overbought zones, you can only go so high. You can't reach the 100 level and stay there forever, right? It's very hard to get up in this area, let alone maintain readings up there. And the closer you go, the more likely you're going to see some kind of a harsh rejection afterwards too. So whenever you cool off, it gives your indicator a chance to run up again and get into this overbought zone without being overheated for too long and exhausting your price. But then your price itself, it's not only consolidating, right? But most of the time, whenever it consolidates, you move down or you move sideways. But in this consolidation, in your catching a breath moment, you're moving up it's just very bullish. I don't know how to better explain it. I feel like I could better explain it, and I'm not doing a good job, but I feel like the best way to make sense of it is you're showing weaker readings in your RSI, right? This is weaker readings now than either of these lows, and you're showing stronger readings in your price. You're getting weaker readings in it's like you're trying harder to move higher. You're trying harder to move down, and it's resulting in you move higher. It's like putting in more effort and getting less results. It's a bullish thing, but I beat that over the head over and over again. So let's move on from there. 4 hour again looks bullish. I don't really know if I have anything else that I want to say, guys. We're at 97K right now. I'm not anticipating that we'll move too much lower. The next target area undeniably is 123.4K to basically 142K. I do expect we'll be in this zone by the end of December and potentially at this high range by the end of January. Genuinely, that's my expectation. If we get a week to close below 94.7K, I very much would believe that we're returning all the way back down to 82K, if not at least 87K, okay? So don't do that. It'd be nice if Bitcoin didn't go lower at all, but the price that we really need to hold would be 94.7K. That needs to hold. Any day closes below there, I'm going to come out with a different tone. Any week closes below there, it's going to be a severely different tone. So just be aware of that. But coming down to this area, finding support off of it, it's not a bearish thing. It's actually a bullish thing, right? It gives us a springboard to launch ourselves off of to this 2272, 2618 area, right? And real quick, before I end the video, I'll explain in case there's anybody who's new here, because I know I got a lot of new subscribers, why I believe the 2618 is a target that's suitable for Bitcoin to go to, right? Generally speaking, with fibs, if anybody knows anything about fibs, you have, a plethora of extended levels that you could go for, right? In my 8 years doing this, I've identified some of these zones as what I like to call the primary target zone between the 1272 and the 1618, and then the secondary target zone, which is between the 1886 and the 2618. Generally, you don't look for your secondary target zone until you cross above the golden ratio, right? And it's kind of the same thing here with most fibs. You don't look for your extended zone until you cross above the golden ratio. Now with Bitcoin, we knew it was going to go to new all-time highs, right? We didn't even need it to cross above the golden zone to consider these extensions back here, and we did back here. You can go back and watch any of my videos. We've been considering these extensions for a long time. But generally with the chart, you don't consider even the primary area until you're above the 618. And it's kind of like that, right? The primary area of extensions comes online once you're above the golden ratio. It's an inevitability once you're above the 886. When you break above the 1618, the next golden ratio, then the secondary area comes online, and then so on and so forth. The 2618 breaks, then you're on that tertiary. It can continue from there. You're likely to see less respect the further up you go in these extensions, but sometimes you do. It depends on the chart. But all I'm trying to say by that is, now that you've had that little introduction to fibs, we've broken. It's very clear over the past month we've been dwelling above the 1618. We broke above it instantly. And by the way, these targets, the likelihood of you seeing this secondary zone being achieved, it goes up a lot higher. Like seeing the 2618, it goes up a lot higher in circumstances like this where you don't find resistance on the 1618 first and then come up for a second attempt to break through it. No, you broke through it on your first attempt and you're finding support on it now. You didn't even get a second attempt to break through it. Your second attempt is pulling back and finding support on it, right? That's very bullish circumstances. There's no way in hell I see Bitcoin settling for anything less than the 2272, which is at 123. And at a maximum potential, really, it would be like 142. I suppose you could go all the way up here, but I think 142 is already a bullish enough price to call for. Anything more than that, we can just be pleasantly surprised. So genuinely, from here, if we're not at 123 by the end of December, first week of January, but end of January, I think we continue to move on. I think we continue to persist higher, and the highest I'd give it is about 142. We're at 97K now. I believe Bitcoin found its low. Famous last words. I know I said that yesterday right on this candle here, but hopefully we're getting it right this time. Hopefully this bullish divergence on the 4 hour gives us a little bit of oomph, right? This loss in volume on the way down, right? You're losing volume as you're moving down. If we were moving up and losing volume, I would be like, okay, we're probably going to move down. And look at this, right? Here you are moving up. You got a higher high from here, and look, your volume died off. And what'd you do? You moved down. Here you are. You got a lower low. Your volume's dying off. It's more volume overall, of course, but it's not. Right, compared to that move it was, but it's not, right? Overall, it's not more volume. It's actually a lot lower levels of volume than what we're used to, especially for how significant these past couple days were. So I think this move will get eaten up. At the risk of being wrong again, I think we found our low, and the real goal is to not close below 94.7K. We close below that, you're going to hear a very different tone coming out of my mouth tomorrow, guys, and probably across the whole space. And then we close below that, and then that's when we pump, right? Of course, but I think right now the next target to call for is $123,000, if not higher. If you want something that's more immediate, like over the coming days, over the coming week, maybe 112 to 117K, but those are the next targets for real as well. So I got nothing else to say, guys. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Bitcoin is very bullish right now. Crypto is very bullish right now. It's insane how at 97K people are panicking, right? When just a month ago, people would have been celebrating. We were popping champagne at these prices, not but like 2 weeks ago, you guys. So anyways, I'll leave you with that, right? Nothing's as bad as it seems. We have higher lows. If you're panicking, just take a breath. It's okay to feel these negative emotions. It's okay to feel scared. It's okay. It's not okay to act on them, right? If you're new to the markets, understand your emotions running high, right? This is my third Bitcoin bull cycle. For anybody that's been in it for more than one cycle, you know what I'm talking about. You still get those emotions. They're still there. You just know how to handle them, right? Anybody on YouTube, on x.com, if they're telling you, I'm emotionless, I'm a stone rock in this, you need to be emotionless in this game, they're either psychopaths or they're lying, because everybody, I don't care how experienced you are, everybody feels emotion in this game. The difference between the pros and the noobs is not feeling the emotion. It's not acting on it, okay? It's okay to feel the emotion, but recognize it, right? Especially if you're new, understand that if you are new and you're emotional, just take being new out of the equation first off. Let's just say this statement. I made an emotional decision with my finances. Does that sound smart? Probably not, right? I made an emotionally invested decision in my investments. That probably doesn't sound smart, right? My decision for buying or selling came from a very emotionally charged place, right? That already sounds like you're setting yourself up for failure. Sometimes it works, but most of the time it doesn't, right? When you're emotionally involved, it doesn't most of the time. Now let's throw in, this is my first year investing, and I feel emotional, and I'm going to make a financial decision. Do you think it's going to be the right one, right? If this is your first cycle, if you're new to investing and you want to make a financial decision now and you're feeling emotionally charged, just think about that sentence, right? Just think about it. Maybe don't do anything. Maybe just wait. Maybe buy more. Maybe do the opposite of whatever you think you want to do, because I promise you, in time, you guys, Bitcoin, crypto, all of it, it's going to go up. This fear that's happening now, even if our worst dreams are realized, it's going to get eaten back up with a vengeance, right? I stand by it. We could go below 90K before Christmas, and by the end of January, Bitcoin would still be above 120K. It's nothing to worry about. This downside is going to be insignificant to the upside that we have. And that's what I'll end the video with. If you guys like the video, hit the like button, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you all. Bye.